What's up, everybody? You know who this is. This is AJ Copeland, and this is Topics to Go. Today, I have a deep uh, conversation or topic that I want to get into. And I want to talk to you today because I'm going to get right into the subject as I always try to do. Today, I would like to talk about childhood trauma. Childhood trauma. Now, I want you to get a little close, okay? Gather everybody around. This is very important that we talk about these issues. And I'm going to get a little close to this recording to this phone, because I want you guys to look into my face and look into my eyes as I begin to talk to you about various things that have affected many, many, many men. Now, I realize that, that we're living in a time where women have came forward and had many discussions about rape, and uh, um, sexual harassment on the job and various things that a lot of men are going down now for. And there's little conversation about men and the trauma that men have faced in their lives in the past, preferably gay men. And today, I would like to talk about the impact that those things will have on you as an adult, and what you may need to do in order to move forward or to be healed from those wounds and the trauma that happened to you in your life. Now, the reason why I can talk about this topic is because I, too, as a child, have experienced various trauma in my life. I have gone through various things in my life that have had a somewhat of a severe impact on my thinking, my decision making, and even on how I feel about myself from time to time. And when you get into the conversations about molestation and rape or abuse in any form or fashion, it becomes something that not a lot of people like to talk about, especially men. Don't really like to get into conversations about what have happened to them as children and as young men. And a lot of times we don't want to talk about the time that we were molested, or the time that we were raped, or the time that we were abused, or we were called various names as we were coming up. But I want to tap a little bit into that arena in hopes to motivate, encourage, support, and help those that may be still struggling in those areas of pain, still struggling with that trauma that happened when they were a child and now they are adults, and they still making decisions, bad decisions, going in many wrong directions because of those experiences that have never been dealt with. They've never gone to counseling. They never seeked out therapy. Now, let me say something about counseling and therapy. I'm not. I would say I'm more of a motivational coach and more of a minister than I would say a therapist or a counselor. But I do have experience in those areas to a degree. But I am not going to, I haven't been, uh, um, haven't gone to school for those things. In other words, I don't have a degree in those areas. So I want to put that out there, okay? But I do have enough life experiences and enough interaction with individuals and people to the point that I know what I'm talking about. All right. And I probably could be just as on point as any therapist or counselor, but at the same time, if I'm going to be considered anything, I would probably be considered maybe a Christian counselor or a life coach. Okay. And so that's the category I would fall in if anyone want to, question my credentials. All right. But I'm going coming from more so from life experience. All right. And the experiences of other individuals, friends and family and neighbors and individuals that I've spoken to over the years that have shared their stories about abuse, rape, and the various things that they have encountered in their lives that brought forth trauma. So let me get straight to it. If you are a young man, or an older man that have been raped and molested. And on one hand, you're living a life of homosexuality. And then on the other hand, there's one of you that's living your life as a heterosexual. But however, you both have had the same experience, and you both are struggling, and you both are hurting, and you both are confused about which direction that you should go in your life because of the pain that you've experienced. And you haven't shared the information. And if you did, and if you have shared it, it's been with very few people because you don't trust everybody. And you're afraid that if you share certain things with some people, they will use it against you. And so you keep it and you hide it and you deal with it. Those sleepless nights, those days where you find yourself drinking more than you should, or smoking more than you should, or crying, find yourself angry and upset, bitter and mad. And it's because of that deep pain that has never been dealt with before. And it seems as though your life is not progressing in any way, form, or fashion. And everything that you seek to do, and every direction you seek to go in, you're not going the direction you desire to go. You're not doing the things that you desire to do. You're not progressing in the areas that you want to progress, because every time you take 1 or 2 footsteps forward, the pain, the trauma reminds you of how weak you really are, how fragile you are, how vulnerable you are. And then you begin to adapt to insecurity issues and in becoming an introvert or an extrovert, to the point of even giving signals of possibly having bipolar or chronic depression. Moments of situations when you don't feel like eating. Times when you find yourself that you may be on medicines and you don't take your medicines appropriately because of the trauma, because of the pain. But you think you got it all figured out. You think that you can handle it all by yourself and you need nobody. You think that I made it this far and I can go farther regardless of what others think or feel or say about me. I am going to be okay. The problem with that thought is that you've had it for years and you haven't been okay. But I want to say to you today, until you face the demons within, until you deal with the trauma and the pain that you've gone through in your life, until you share your story, until you tell your story of what you've gone through and what you've dealt with, you're going to always experience that trauma. It's going to forever be on repeat. The reminder, the sleepless nights, the moments of drinking overly, the moments of sometimes even become an addict in some cases, addiction to sex, addiction to drugs, addiction to alcohol, addiction to food, insecurities, paranoia, and all those things that comes along with not dealing with the pain that lies within. And you may ask the question, what should I do, AJ? Where do I go from here? Who can I trust? Who truly loves me? And I first say to you, do you love you? You have to love you. And if you love you, you have to seek the things that are better for you. If you allow the demons that lie within to get the best of you, you will find yourself loving yourself less and less and less. And the less you love yourself, the more bad decisions you're going to make. The more times you're going to drink, smoke, party, eat, less sleep, if you love yourself lesser than you should. What I suggest is that you look in the mirror And you said, here's a man in the mirror. And this man in the mirror need to see much clearer now. This man in the mirror need to realize that he's not all so bad. This man in the mirror needs to realize that there's something else other than the pain that I've caused in my life. There's something more than jail. There's something more than drugs. There's something more than the sleepless nights. There's something more than pain. There's something more than the drugs. There's something more than the alcohol. And what is that? Hope. Hope. Knowledge. Understanding. Peace. Freedom. Unconditional love. And those things come. They come when you decide that you want them. And they come when you begin to use those things for a benefit in your lives, that you can build your self-esteem and erase the insecurities that keeps you back. And understand that no one is out here to hurt you. You have only been hurting yourself. And reach out to those positive individuals that have shown that they love you unconditionally. Don't hate them. Don't lock them out. Don't build those walls to refuse entry. Tear the walls down and give those individuals an opportunity to come in, because they want to help you. They want to see things better for you. They want to kiss you and hug you. They want to be supportive and be beside you. You may not have insurance right now to go see a counselor or a therapist, but you have a friend, don't you? You have some loved one that loves you, don't you? And if you don't, who's to say that there's not one that's coming soon? But you need to be prepared to receive them when they show up. I truly understand your pain. I know what trauma is. Trauma. I know about it. I know what chronic depression is. I know what it feels like not to be loved or think that you're not being loved. I know how it feels when you think a substance or a situation will make things better. I know how it feels to lay down and can't sleep. I know what it means to walk 1 and 2 steps forward and find yourself going backwards. I get it. I understand it. I'm here because I get it. I do videos because I get it. I motivate others because I get it. And I want you to get it, my friend. The world on the outside don't know that men, and especially black men, suffer in more ways than they can ever imagine. We're hated by so many for no reasons at all, when we are very loving and kind individuals. We've been rejected by our mothers, abandoned by our fathers, hated by our country, robbed of our rights, our resources, our land, our women, robbed of everything that we should have, all because we are black men. And the thought that we've been raped, molested, and abused doesn't cross those individuals' mind, because they feel like we're just a piece of trash that is only worthy of being thrown away into the trash can. But the real truth is, we are kings. We are princes. We are powerful. We are knowledgeable. We are individuals of wisdom, individuals of education that did not come from a book. The reality is that we're more than people will ever want us to be. And that's why they forever be stepping us down to the ground. The most important thing is that we need to understand the importance of uniting and coming together as individuals And the next time you call somebody your brother, mean it. Let it get beyond just a word. If I'm your brother because of the color of my skin and I'm a black man, treat me as such. Please don't take a gun and shoot me in the head. That doesn't prove that you love me. Because we all are in the same boat. We all feel the same pain and the same struggles. We all go through moments of not having anything. One step from being homeless. 5 roommates with hope that all will be contributing to the rent. We all are in that situation from one time or another. We need each other through our trauma, through our pain, through our abuse, through our doubts, through our fears, through all the things that we've experienced in our lives. We are much bigger and better than anyone is willing to give us credit for. And though most of our prominent men have fallen, and I'm not going to mention names here, but some celebrities that were black men have either died or fallen from grace because of things that have come out all of a sudden. It's another tale told that we are individuals that are forever trying to make it. And the reason why we're always trying to make it, because somebody's always trying to hold us back. Love yourself, my brother. Stand up, be strong, be wise. By all means, deal with your issues and your demons that are within, that you may obtain the peace and freedom that you deserve. Trust me, you'll have a much better life. I'm AJ Copeland, and this was Topics to Go. And during your free time, always remember, catch a topic or two. It's got a little tingle there. Catch a topic or two, y'all. Later.